So you don't like it, huh?
Well, hi everybody. This is Don from the Vlog of Many Things.
Hey, Fugly.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing tonight? Fugly, how you doing? Steve,
I'm,
Eric.
I'm sorry the pre-show was running late.
Yeah, we were talking about very important things on pre-show.
Yeah, it's pre-show. The P in there we can't mention in pre-show.
That's right.
No,
Douglas,
no.
how you doing?
La 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 la.
I got photos to show with everybody between
No.
breaks here in a minute.
No.
Hey, I was digging through the garage. Look what I found, Eric.
Oh my
Remember
God.
Remember these?
Is that? I bet you that's old.
2018.
Jefferson Starship Trooper, how you doing?
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah,
Glenn's like pulling out the stuff out
paid-
of the garage.
I paid $50 for that.
Yeah. So
We paid $50 for a dice bag.
That was I don't know if it was first or second con that Gage went to, but he found out how much I paid for that dice bag. So he immediately extorted me to pay $50 for something for him.
Nice. Douglas Pearson says, pre-show, are you discussing Coke versus Pepsi? Technically, yes, Coke versus Pepsi. It was technically a discussion like that.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
you-
kind of.
Yeah.
Mr. Rourke, how you doing?
Hello, Mr. Rourke.
Well, tonight, viewer mail's a hoot. We got a lot of good viewer mail.
Who?
We're going to be talking about some things in the news which I found very interesting. So let's get right off to it, shall we, folks?
Oh, let's
La,
just
la, la, la.
dive in. Just
Dive in. So, real quick, anybody here in our four-way here, anybody have any interesting things happening in their life tonight? Ever?
Ever?
This evening? Scott, how you
Ever.
doing, my friend? Sausage Head, how you doing?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'll ask a different way. Steven, Eric, Glenn, anything in the gaming sphere that you found interesting in the past week?
Just me.
Not-
One at a time, guys.
All right, Glenn, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, just me starting to ramp up for like thinking about submitting games to WizardCon and the other two.
Good deal. You're at IDM. How you doing?
How about you, Eric?
Oh, damn! Like actually submitting games. I mean, I got to do it.
Working on it.
I got to submit games for 3 upcoming cons.
Don't you whine. Don't you whine.
WizardCon, North Texas, and then CNY. I better run the same damn thing at each con.
What you doing games at TotalCon? Okay, that was really interesting.
Oh, you pissed him off. Look.
got booted. It was like
It literally booted you and shifted you around.
Yeah.
Chthonic Musing, how you doing, Mr. Rourke? So you gotta submit games to some conventions.
yeah.
Eric, as the purveyor, the convention putting honor guy of WizardCon, what do you plan on putting on for WizardCon? Anything interesting?
Being that I've been pretty focused on BX, I'm going to try to do something with some of the BX procedures in it. So
Yes, and we have some BX news tonight to throw out there.
Oh,
Yay! So we'll have that. So, Eric, could I pressure you possibly at WizardCon to maybe run something of mine that I have that I'd like you to run? I would really like you to run the Haunted Ruins and give me your honest, unabashed opinion whether or not it's a decent module or it's shit. Because I actually had 2 different people email me this week about they bought it legitimately, the legitimate customers. Right. They both ran it, and I'll read the reviews to everybody tonight.
okay.
Well, I'll tell you,
They're very different.
He'd be happy to do it as long as he can use Swords and Wizardry Light.
Oh, you can use that with anything. That's fine.
Haunted Ruins is kind of an open-ended game. It's an open-ended. I make all my modules that way. You can pretty much use them in any way you want.
Sausage Head. I may bring some an Inkwell deck with me, dice, and some Swords with Light rules. So, God knows, I may just pull a game out of my ass. But...
I might be bringing D20 Delving with me.
Am I the wizard? Not. You see now we're all getting booted.
I am seriously. What the hell is it with it tonight? Is it like the curse of whatever?
Tom. The curse of
Curse of Tom. No, we got a new one. Eric, you were Tommed earlier, and Steven just got Tommed.
but Steve ain't coming back.
Steve is coming back right now. Here he is.
I'm next, I guess.
Yeah, it kicked me out too.
We're kind of like doing a rotation now, aren't we?
Yeah. So I wanted the number
So-
1 spot, so you're next, Don.
So, Steven, what are anything new in your world this week?
Not much. Just me laughing at Microsoft being stupid.
Microsoft is always stupid. Eric needs to run Blades and Arcana. Yeah, that'd be a really cool game to run.
Not bad.
Gilwen Live, how you doing? Welcome to the show. We got all kinds of new names here tonight.
Gilwen,
By the way-
Gilwen I've seen before on my stream.
Thank you. And we got a bunch of people in chat. I mean, as far as watching
Yeah.
right now.
That's nice.
Real quick, coincidentally, I have an edit I've almost finished of Haunted Ruins. Jefferson Starship, I am very open-minded about that stuff. If you see problems in something I publish, I am very happy for you to send it to me. You won't offend me. I would love to make my games better. So, Death Angel says, "There's we go." Death Angel, how you doing tonight?
Jeff, how are you?
Well, how about we get right into the news? I saw something interesting tonight on news.
Okay.
My wife says, "Could that be Michigan weather making the live go crazy?"
Could be.
I doubt it.
But that would be dropping you off, not random us off.
Yeah, that's true. Am I still on here?
Yeah, you're still on.
Okay.
You're still here.
Jefferson Starship says HR has done a great D&D sensibility. Haunted Ruins has a great D&D sensibility, but there are a number of map reference errors. Ooh, please send them to me. By the way, thank you very much about the D&D sensibility. I try to make things like that. Okay. Games Workshop. Everybody loves them. Everybody
No.
admires them. No? Okay. At any rate, Games Workshop has announced
Yes.
that they are banning AI use in all of their designs.
Good for them.
Yep. They said Games Workshop bans AI use in its designs, celebrating record half-year results. Wargaming Miniatures giant Games Workshop has banned the use of AI in all design processes, with CEO Kevin Roundtree saying that the $6 billion a year business was strongly committed to protecting its IP and respecting its human creators.
Wow.
Nice.
Games Workshop rakes in $6 billion a year.
I believe it.
And you got to remember too, they got a large computer game contingency going with that too.
But still, $6 billion a year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Games, Death Angel Shadow, I admit it, games too. I don't play their games, but really, $6 billion a year, they're laughing all the way to the bank at us, we little people.
Mm-hmm.
Defiant Volunteer says something.
We little Yankees.
Oh, real quick, John Miller. John Miller says, "Where can we find the Haunted Ruins module?" John Miller, it'll be on WizardTowerGames.com's new website. Is what's going to be, along with some other cool stuff, which I have not been telling anybody about. But we got new stuff. Over there is all the masters.
That's
Okay.
when you're playing a miniature game and you have to have official miniatures in order to play in any of these events. It's like the Midas touch. Yeah, you get the license to print money.
Yeah.
Defiant Volunteer, thank you very much.
One real quick thing. Spencer says it's not an official live stream unless this. Please buy my book. Now it's official live stream.
Now it's official.
And
And by the way,
stamp.
anybody, you'll see that there's an email floating down below. If you have input about the show, if you have a question you want us to ask or answer online, you can use your fake name. You don't have to give us any real information. You can make up total bullshit names and addresses. Just let us know what your first name is, what your city is, and what is your question. And we'll be reading it online like we are tonight.
You know, I like emails and all that, but I kind of wish we had a phone line that people could call.
We could do a phone line easy enough. I can go ahead and crank a phone
Hi,
line.
what's your
up where
name?
people
Where are
can
you
call in.
from? What's your question?
The problem is we'd have to have that on a delay because we would probably have certain people calling us in and saying things online that would get us not only demonetized but shut down as a vlog.
Baba Booey.
Space Marines are not cheap. You're darn right, Scott. They're not.
Nope.
John Miller says, I found it. Thanks. Took me a minute to remember that your company is Where's the Tower Games. Yes, it is.
It certainly is.
Foogly says, that reminds me to look for Glenn's book in Kindle again. Yes, it should be live in Kindle.
Oh, really?
Yes, I got the notification yesterday that it's been approved to go into Kindle.
Good.
So within...
I was on the verge of asking him for his email address, and I give him a PDF.
Well, you're fine.
No, you buy Kindle.
Death Angel Shadow says, I only played one game with minis since I started playing tabletop games in 1985, and it was last November. Actually, you're going to have another chance to play minis because sitting over there right now is actually D20 Krieg. It is a tabletop tank game, tank battle armor game. It's cool, guys. Give it a chance.
No.
Listen, guys, at least sound enthused. Even if you're not, just go like, holy shit, Don, really?
Ooh.
Really, Don? I can't wait to play it.
Well, I'm a big rah-rah for Wizard Tower now, so yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Fugly said, I just looked, it's not there yet. Okay. And we got the approval yesterday, so Amazon will be when they get it.
They'll do it when they want to do it.
Your DM says Joe the lawyer crank caller. Yeah, we'll know him in a minute because he'll be talking. He'll go, "Hold on, I go take a piss."
Yeah,
I gotta take a piss.
You guys talk about yourselves.
Yeah, hold my line open. I'll be right back.
See, this is why I like Gilwin Life. That's amazing, Don. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Gilwin, thank you for becoming a member of my channel. Appreciate it. That's the support that keeps us kicking.
So I was wondering, we got Wizard Tower Games doing all this stuff here with live streams and stuff. And we got Eric. Are we both associated, or do we have a link between Wizard Tower and Eric or Tinker's Tavern? And
well, they're probably either watching on Eric's channel or my channel, anyways.
Right?
Because Steve doesn't link his channel for some reason.
I just thought
he's too good for us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's linked. It's if it's not showing up, don't blame me.
Is it linked?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
Well,
hold on, let's go take a look.
Thought we were cross.
Hold on, we got Wizard Tower Games. Hold on, wait a minute. Parody channel. Sorry, no, we got Rumble. We got Eric Tenkar's doing it on X. We got Tenkar's Tavern on YouTube. We got my Rumble. And we got author Stephen Lakes. So guess what? Glenn, why are you not streaming to your YouTube?
Shame.
Because every time I try and do that, it won't do it.
Why not?
Because I'm an idiot. That's why.
Chris, how you doing, my friend? D9 Games, Twilight, Faye. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Much appreciated.
I'll try right now. See what happens.
Sure. By the way, Douglas Pearson 952. Where were you when I needed to name the game? Tractics. Wouldn't that be a cool name for a tank armor combat game?
And kind of familiar.
Now, do you guys know why I call it D20 Krieg? Anybody care to take a guess?
The Germans.
Well, yeah, duh, but why D20 Krieg? Eric, you got a little bit of German blood flowing through you.
Krieg is war, but I don't know what. Oh,
D20. It's D20 based.
D20
D20 Krieg war.
There goes Glenn.
Glenn has been tommed.
Don't look at me. I got good throughput.
And this is what my sexy white frau has to say. Don's new game will be cool if it includes my tiger tanks. See, my wife has a fetish for tiger tanks. I told you guys last week about this.
But are they going to be plushies? I mean,
they're not going to be plushies. I don't know where Glenn's at. I heard him go blink, but he's not showing up here. No joke. Glenn, try again, please.
Yeah, it took me a second to get back in.
Sovereign WizardTowerGames.com is offline right now. We're revamping the site. We got a new store going up and all of that. So it's been down for about a month now. We're just redoing it all. Okay, now I heard him again. I don't see him, guys. I'm not joking.
Peekaboo. Or is that Pikachu?
Hold on. Let me do this here. Hold on. Glenn, go to your Facebook. Sorry, guys. We're doing some technical support issues here with Glenn. Glenn, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this with you on Facebook again, okay? The link. Try it direct. One moment. One moment, please.
One moment, please.
Oh, no.
One moment, please. Hold on a minute. Where's Glenn at? Glenn, here's the link, my friend. And
Oh.
one quick question. I've got a question from Chris Lundgren. Yes, I did. As an answer to your question. And then Glenn is now here. What were you saying, Steve? I'm sorry.
Yeah, going back to what you were talking about earlier with the one company that wasn't allowing
AI.
AI. Yeah, I actually finally got around. I haven't tried Gemini yet, but I finally got around to trying Claude. It's
Real
okay.
quick,
I mean,
Claude.
it's
What is Claude?
Claude AI. It's kind of like Chat GPT, but it's done by Anthropic.
So you're not using the new AI that's out there. I didn't use the name. I had to throw that in. Sorry.
Yeah, I currently run Chat GPT. I've been test driving Claude. Claude seems okay. It's different than Chat GPT. I haven't got enough to really say yay or nay or better or worse or whatever.
Oh, no,
Everyone
no,
says
no.
it's about on the same level, but a little bit less, hallucinates less, and it gives a little bit tighter prose. But other than that, it's about 1-to-1 with Chat GPT. And I think just with what little I've been able to test it so far, yeah, that would probably be an accurate statement. So that just adds
Gotcha.
an extra one to the table if somebody needs an AI to work with for their writing for books and
Real,
stuff.
real quick, let me answer his question, and then we can get to the AI because I want to talk a little bit of AI because it's interesting. Is Chris goes, Don, did you hear back from Eric Blow from Zombie Ultimate Edition, Dark Places? Chris, I thought I misheard your question. I have not heard back from Eric Blow. I checked my email when you sent me that, and I also checked my PM. So make sure that he's sending it to info@wizardtowergames.com, or you can send it to the vlog of many things at gmail.com. I'm fine either way. But you were saying, Steve, about AI.
Yeah. With, like I say, I just test driving. I was test driving Claude to see how it would do, because one of the problems I have with Chat GPT is after you go for a certain amount of iterations, it starts hallucinating and it just gets worse and worse and worse. You have to reset and then it's fine again. And I've been testing Claude to see how that does. As far as the actual output, they're about equal as far as quality, but one of the big claims to fame that it has is that it doesn't have that hallucination problem that ChatGPT has.
Well, I heard with a lot of these AI engines, and Eric, you've been really into AI heavy here, so you might know more about this. But you're in the tech field, Steve. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that with a lot of these AIs, part of the problem is if you subscribe to it, you get a better version, more cleaner version, if you will, that's more accurate.
If you subscribe to it, you can have it set up to remember things. So it will. You can start tweaking the process as you go on. Go, oh, I like that last iteration. Remember how you did that, and it will tweak itself better. Whereas if you're using the free version, every time you come in, you're starting from scratch. So
so the free version basically is every time you log in, it's fresh.
It's a new iteration.
But
whereas I can go in like the reason why my thumbnails have a similar look.
I noticed that about yours. How do you do that? Because they're like really like dead, like the same artist is doing it.
Right. So once I established a feel, I experimented a lot and got one that I liked, and I said, remember this, and that's what I said. Remember this thumbnail for the aesthetics for future thumbnails, and it listen, the whole prompt thing. I will tell it, listen, in plain English, this is what I want. Give me the prompts to get this, and then it'll spit out a bunch of prompts, and then I can tweak the prompts if I don't get the result.
Just an honest opinion though on something, guys. I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in this, and I know that it's very controversial. I'm a game publisher. I'm a book publisher. I also write. Steve has known me for 20 years almost. Me and Steve have been writing since we know each other. The problem that I have with AI is that really AI is getting so good that why is everybody in a big yank over companies that use it? Because it's getting so good now where you're not going to be able to tell anyways if they're using it to begin with. They can deny using it. And if they're careful, you can't prove they're using it.
Well,
go ahead.
I think it's just a case of people want to take the high ground. Like, no, I had all of my stuff done with an original artist. I'm not a cheapskate who goes out and scams everybody by doing it through a computer. That's
No,
what
you're
this is
not.
just-
Yeah, that's part of the integrity of the business.
Mhm.
But let's face it, having integrity in gaming is a big thing. I know many guys in chat right now, including the gentleman that's in the chat with me or in the live with me. We all have integrity.
Mhm.
The problem is you have so many people out there who frankly just go, well, it's free, I'm going to do it anyways. And then they lie about it.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
All right.
You got to have the baseline integrity of being with Eric. What do you think?
I mean, I don't claim that I'm doing these thumbnails on my own. I'm using ChatGPT.
You're open about it.
I'm open about it. I use ChatGPT for my thumbnails. Nobody's going to keep my pace up, but I've actually had, and although I've had a few people complain about the use of AI, I've had more people say, "Listen, I like the consistent look of your thumbnails. When I see it on the page, I know that's 10 Cars Tavern." And by the way,
Oh, I'll tell you right now. Don't be, but I see your just on in general YouTube advertising. I go immediately. That's Eric.
yeah,
Mhm.
and honestly, these thumbnails don't. If you watch YouTube channels on how to do thumbnails, oh, you're supposed to have an expression face on the side, like surprise, fear, or whatever, and they talk about all this stuff. My thumbnails don't do that, but they've established a look that tells you it's my channel.
They're really nailing your brand.
You know,
Let me ask you guys a question. I'm going to answer Jefferson Sergeant Trooper's question here. My thing is this: is okay. We all and many people online have very strong opinions, either for or against AI, or they're neutral. Okay, but is it more ethical to say, "Hey, listen, guys, look, I know that you don't like AI, but I'm going to be forthright and honest here. My company uses AI, and I'm going to just admit it." Now, is that ethical in itself? Because I have a lot of respect for people
if you
that
declare
come
it,
out and say, I use it.
you know, listen, it allows you as a customer to make a choice. Like, oh, well, you know, I can't have gluten in my diet. Well, I'm very glad that you're telling me there's gluten in this wheat product because I will avoid it. And I don't have a gluten problem, folks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So if you have an issue with AI, at least be open about it. And then as a person using it, listen, you know, I had one person say, listen, one of my scripts, I detect AI fingerprints. And I'm like, well, you probably do because I wrote the outline, then I put it in ChatGPT, and then I edited the basic script that ChatGPT gave me, and then I had it edit my mistakes. It was part of the process. And honestly, AI will leave fingerprints because AI.
But do they really leave fingerprints? Because Tom did that experiment. Remember about the cats? Where he did the AI checker and it said he was using AI when he wasn't?
Oh, no. The AI.
What do you mean by fingerprints first? Maybe I'm
Okay.
wrong. Maybe I'm talking
Okay,
about
well,
something.
AI likes to get things neat and in order. Okay?
Yes.
So it'll give you if you let like I didn't even realize it. I was like, oh, that's good. It put my thoughts into a nice little drop down menu for me as I'm talking, but it doesn't sound as natural as what I initially wrote out because I was stopping with each line because it's just human nature, as opposed to how I initially wrote it out, which was one rambling paragraph. So there are certain AI fingerprints, and I've run stuff through AI to say, is this AI? What are the fingerprints? And there are some fingerprints that are AI fingerprints, yet also common to organized humans. They aren't exclusive. Okay, it isn't like a guarantee. AI can't tell you for sure that something
I
is
use
AI.
lists
It can
myself.
only tell you something likely.
Real quick, let me answer this question because we got a lot of cool stuff in chat tonight. Chat's really going really well tonight. Jeffrey Sarson says, I'm wondering down about Gangbusters. I couldn't find it on your store. I have Rock Junction, but I need the base game. give it a few days, it'll be up. We're right now. Me and Mark actually was chatting yesterday about it. We have a new adventure pack coming out called the Pink Ledger, which is really cool that Mark wrote. I actually wrapped it up today. I sent Mark some images of it. So give it a couple days and we'll be up and live running.
Yeah, I got to order a copy too. So yeah.
Yep. Chris Lundgren says, I'll only be able to be in chat for an hour. I have to do my taxes tonight. God bless you, my son. God save the Queen, all that good stuff. Real quick, Sausage Head says the future happens whether you're ready or not. It does. But AI is so contentious. Mr. Gunn says this show would be no fun without controversy. Wait till you have us read viewer mail.
Oh, yeah. Another thing too is I don't mind people using AI voluminously as long as like you said, one, they're honest about it and they're not like, I made this myself. Don't take credit for something that something else made. If AI made it, fine. And I also don't mind it if people use it in free or budget constricted situations. I understand that because professional art is expensive. But if you're going to do something professional, like book publishing, or you're going to do a game cover, something like that, have a human do it.
Yeah,
Trust me. Don't have AI do it. And on top of that, you got all the legalities in it. And if you're doing it for low budget or no budget situations, the courts aren't going to care about you. It's when you start making money, you're going to have lawyers circling
well, nobody
around
gives a shit about you until you start being successful.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's an episode of Jaws.
Real quick, Mr. Gunn says, everybody follow me. What I need is a little controversy. I don't know if that's quoting a song or because it sounds like a song. I don't know why. It has a run to it. Eminem. Everybody follow me when I use a little controversy. Okay, fine. Chris Lundgren says, being from California, I thought never finished paying taxes. Amen. I'm not from California. But Fugly says, Claude won't draw or paint for you. It's good for consenting research. Say yes for many BX creatures that could reference.
Mm-hmm.
Death Angel goes, I keep hearing the AI bubble is bursting. Is pretty good at certain tasks, but not reliable enough for many things, especially critical ones.
Mm-hmm.
Gil Wynn says, I won't be long before all tools used will be using AI. AI is used now, by the way, in the new printing and binding machines. AI is used in printers for ensuring that colors are proper.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, that's a good use for AI right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I don't use it for commercial stuff, but, as a GM, it's a boon.
Oh, yes.
Okay, quick question for the experts here. Chris Lundgren says, of the free AI, which ones of these is best for editing your text? Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT. Thyatis is in chat. Thyatis, I'm sure you have input in this, but Eric, you do it a lot, you use a lot. Steve, you definitely write a lot. Glenn, you're now an author extraordinaire. Gentlemen, what's your opinions on this question? I do not use AI for editing.
Right. I don't use it for editing either.
Well, what I use it for is, I do use it in editing, but it's not, I take it word for word. What I do is I go in and say, okay, can you find the spelling and grammar mistakes? So what was that? Grammarly. It's basically like a high-end version of Grammarly.
Well, that's what Grammarly uses early versions of AI.
Yeah. And it really, when it tells you, yeah, you should fix this and how you should fix it, take it as a suggestion. Do not copy it verbatim. Make sure it's in your voice, your character voice, and all of that. If it says, yeah, you could probably do it better this way. Yeah, it might be, it might have a really good suggestion, but always do it in your own voice and use it like you would be using Grammarly, where it's a suggestion, not a rule.
Eric, your opinion, thoughts, anything?
I use ChatGPT. And I will use it to do, after I outline my script, I'll ask it to edit my script. But I've taught it my general voice, and it will usually come pretty agile. Thank you. He's gifting a bunch.
Yep, we're getting right good. We're getting agile. Yep.
So it will do a good job. It doesn't do a perfect job. So I always have to go through and tweak, and then after I tweak, I'll run it through again and say, evaluate the script. What can I improve? Because sometimes I'll screw stuff up when I make my.
Absolutely.
So by the way, I'm sending Don a link.
Okay, and real quick, also Scott Mulder. I'm gonna go pull it up. Scott Mulder says, "I think the real rub is when people lie about using AI. Ethical or
Yes.
licensed AI is a better way to go." Yeah, don't freaking lie, man. Hold on a minute. I am gonna go ahead. I'm going to copy the link. Eric, you want it in chat?
I put it in chat. If you
Okay.
have PayPal, you can sign up for a 12-month free subscription for Perplexity. When it renews as a monthly subscription. You don't get charged for a full year, and they will give you a notification. But if you want to play with an AI, we got it's full figured. And if you already have PayPal, most of us do. That gives you an opportunity to play with one. I signed up. I've barely used it, but my sister I sent the link to, so she's been using it. She's happy with it. But I really.
Theata says AI efficiency gains are reduced by about 40% due to inaccuracy. Real quick question here. Not question, statement here. Agile Monk, thank you very much for donating. I want to real quickly take a minute and say something here. Agile Monk, by the way, thank you very much. I have to get with you about the project we're talking about. We can do that tomorrow or this weekend. But I want to do a special thank you to that man. Agile Monk has been a massive supporter of our channels. He has donated consistently memberships. He has stepped up. He has donated and given super chats. So Agile Monk, thank you very, very much for your special support, because you really step up a lot. And by the way, thank you also to everybody else who steps up here. Just being in the chat and being here every week, the same names coming across, is greatly appreciated by us, because without you guys, and I'm not joking, it's not a gimmick line, guys. I mean it. We really like doing this for you guys because we do it for you. And without you guys, we're nothing. We're not going to have anything to talk about.
Right.
Even Foogly we tolerate.
By the way, since we're at the half-hour mark, we probably should look at the viewer mail.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. Let's get through to the comments here. That's how I use it. Gifted 5. Thank you very much. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Receive. Edgy mood tonight, as I have, and I am sick of politicians and lobbyist days. Amen.
Yes.
By the way, the host says, go to this website right here. Trust the host. He's a nice guy. Pretty good looking guy, too.
I'm just saying, it's something that you can check out.
Yes. Okay. Viewer mail. We're just going to hi RPG Grandma. Okay.
You're real enthusiastic.
Hold on to your panties, boys. This is going to be a ride.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm wearing them.
Uh-oh.
All right. First, we're going to go through the lighter stuff. Just a little bit of extra news. Does everybody know who the Dice Tower is? The review site Dice Tower and such. They do reviews and such.
Mm-hmm.
They're big. Well, I guess Sam Healy, who is a senior reviewer of them, had to resign yesterday. He resigned because I guess someone commented about ICE and the officer-involved shootings involving Renee Good and Alex Petty. Mm-hmm. And I guess he made the comment to the pro ICE did a good thing there type comment. And I guess the backlash was great and he resigned. So we live in a day and age, folks, where this is why I don't talk politics on my business pages.
None of us do. Listen.
Yep.
There is no right side or wrong side of politics. There's just stupid shit coming out of your mouth.
I'm in the middle, but I have no compulsion to tell people what I think.
Right.
Oh.
And this is an interesting thing. I have known Eric and Tom. I'll just point out Eric and Tom because I've known them longest now for solidly 4 years now. Yeah. 5 years. And did you know that we chat almost every day in some way via PM something? And I don't think we've talked politics on one hand. We can count how many times we've talked politics.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Ding, ding.
But and the thing is, there are people who make politics their religion these days.
Yeah, yeah, it's very much
That's
how it
why-
turns
that's-
out.
Right.
Politics is the new church,
Yep.
and you are either a true believer or you are a heretic.
Yep.
Blasphemer.
And if
So
you are a heretic, well, you can be terminated. That's okay.
Burn your
so
house
my
cake.
question though is for everybody. Go ahead, Glenn.
No, I was going to say this heretic says, "Hi, how you doing?"
Well, my question is I think a question can be brought out of this for everybody in the vlog and our viewers. Many of us are self-employed. Many of us have small businesses. Glenn, you are technically now a small business because you are an author now. So your opinions will be looked at publicly. So my question for everybody in chat and everything is a business page a proper place to talk about your politics?
Unless it's related to politics, no.
Absolutely, I agree.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, I agree.
I still stand on the term from Inherit the Wind. I don't have an opinion. Bad for business.
Yep. When I had my old publishing business, one of the most common questions I got when sitting one-on-one with the author or the author and their spouse, one of the most common questions was, are you a
What's your
Republican or are you a Democrat?
Mm-hmm.
No joke. And I used to tell them, I had a standard pre-canned answer, and that was, as a publisher, I have the privilege of not having a party that I follow.
I am an independent.
That's right.
This is why.
But I had a rule also. If they pushed it with me and they shoved down my throat that they were pro-Obama or they were pro-Bush, then guess what?
You were the
I was pro-Obama or I was pro-Bush. I rode with the wave.
All
And
right.
They actually ask you that stuff. Huh?
Absolutely. I don't like the way they used to segue into it is they would say something like, quick question for you real quick. Yeah. What do you think of this new, something in the news? And I know what they were doing. They're trying to see how I kind of wave. And I used to say, well, I don't get into politics because as a publisher, I have to be neutral. And then if they pushed it, I would literally see how they rode. And then I'd kind of ride a little bit on their wave. And I closed so many contracts that way.
Wow. Well, I'm not going to get very far. I mean, I talked to someone who was near and dear to my heart, an ex-girlfriend a few months ago. And she said, well, who did you vote for? Just casually. And I said, I love you, but it's none of your damn business.
Yeah.
And I
None of your
left it at
business.
that. And that's the way I'd like to deal with it.
Yeah.
For
Well,
people.
Go ahead, Eric.
A number of years ago, and actually at this point, I can't even remember what it was, but I was getting myself worked up into this political fervor. And I was like, I'll burn the tavern down. And then I realized, holy shit, if I do this, I literally will be burning the tavern down because there's no good end to what, and it's going to change nothing.
Yeah.
And once you realize that, listen, that performative activism on the left or the right, you're talking to the audience that you already have. And you're pissing off the audience that you wish to have.
See, you make a really good point, Eric, because that's my whole point that I talk about. Like when people get into, I'm like, I think of it this way. I ask people a question. If you're at a gaming convention, okay, and two people walk up to your table and they want to buy a game, and one says, I love Joe Biden, and the other one says, I love Donald Trump, okay, and they both want to buy your game, do you really give a shit what their t-shirts say?
No.
I don't.
The money spends just as well.
Absolutely. Yep. That card sounds exactly the same way swiping through that card reader.
That's right.
And I tell people, it doesn't matter, because also when you become political on your page, a business page I'm talking about, when you become political on your business page, you are alienating 50% of your audience.
And you know what?
Why would you do that?
If you're any kind of smart doing this business, people ask you and you don't want to do it, and they have a certain opinion. You don't have to ask them where they are if you paying attention to the way they are.
Yes.
You getting me? I mean, there are a couple of vendors at North Texas who I walked away from the booth going, yeah, he's that way. Okay, fine. We'll deal with it that way. Okay.
RPG Grandma is Buddhist, by the way. Just saying. Want everybody to understand, she's a very peaceful, relaxed.
Yeah, I was married to a Buddhist at one time.
Yeah, I'm
But
just,
the thing is this is, you know, it's like I look at my own personal page on Facebook. Okay. I know how a lot of people lean, and are there people on my page that lean differently politically than I do? Yes, they do. But guess what? And I really and my wife will tell you this about me. I really don't care because listen, if you want to vote for A, B, or C, go right ahead. That's your choice. Okay. This is what the United States is all about. We have the ability to vote for who we want. Just don't be an asshole to me. How's that?
Yeah, act like an adult.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Me and Steve diametrically are politically the opposites. Me and Steve joke about it all the time. But I'll tell you what, I would bend over backwards and I would run bare naked into a house fire for that man. Because me and Steve are good friends, and although Steve disagrees with me politically, love the guy like a brother, and I'll do anything I want to kin for him. Same
anything
thing
you
with
want
Glenn
to?
and Eric.
Oh my God.
Well, I would run in a house naked, but I'll tell you what, probably I'd scare the fire out.
I'm going to focus it again because I'm going to be out of here in 15 minutes.
Viewer mail. Let's get right to it, guys. All right.
Okay,
Well-
Matter of fact, I'm going to give this is okay. Lisa from Costa Mesa. I don't know where that's from. Just says
I do.
okay.
California.
She says, "What does your What does your panel feel is one of the biggest issues facing the game industry today?" Eric?
Oh,
Um,
Eric.
okay, everybody
We're getting to you too, Glenn.
in modern gaming, okay, everybody gets an award. Everybody's a winner. Everybody gets a certificate. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody's a superhero. Everybody wins.
Nobody dies.
You know, that to me, if there's no risk, there's no reward. Okay, if
It's no fun.
yeah. So, and by the way, I had somebody who watches my videos complain that I talk about old school gaming. I talk up old school gaming too much, and it's like an insult to like 3.5. And no,
Well, he means
talk about what I enjoy, and the virtues of what I enjoy. You don't have to agree. But that's
Yep.
the world.
Yeah, I'm into classic gaming, and I love it.
I hope it's an insult to 3.5.
Okay, real quick. We have a special guest coming in real quick.
Mike.
Brian G from Salt Bay, Maine says, real quick, hold on. What made you decide to begin the vlog of many things in 10 Cars Tavern and whatever else you guys have vlog wise? Not sure if Steven or Glenn has one. Let me real quickly throw in, and I'll make mine brief because we want to get to the meat and potatoes. I wanted to do the vlog of many things because I want to do a vlog that was basically really open-ended where we cover all things. That's where I got like the bag of holding, the vlog of many things, that type of thing. But I just want to do a vlog because I also had a vlog that used to be called The Burden of Truth Show. And it was a political-based vlog, but I covered all topics. So there you go. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a special guest, and that is
on the sound of my laptop.
Mr. Lundgren.
You leave the back door open again?
I'm talking to you.
So Mr. Lundgren has thoughts, but out of fairness, I did tell him just now we want to get through a little bit of viewer mail first because Eric has to boot at 9:00. So
You'll take
okay,
my place as I get booted.
so Eric, real quick, why'd you get into this thing?
Well, I started out with the blog, and that was my wife and I were dating, and she was like, "Oh, if it makes you happy, do it." Oh, all right. And I learned quickly that I'm best at something with the routine. So my routine was like 3 or 4 posts a day. when I started doing videos, I realized as time went on that my best pacing was a video a day. I record them ahead of time. I don't, but there's a pacing that keeps me on point. And I do the live streams because I want to interact with the community. And I do like the Saturday Night Gamers House because, hey, I went through a hell of a 2020, and other people go through a lot of challenges in their life, and they need to know that they're not the only ones doing it. So,
Glenn?
there you go.
Well, it's this guy up here, Mr. Eric Tenka, who I got introduced by Mr. Vincent Florio. And
Yes.
I'm not going to get into the podcast stuff, which is all the recorded stuff, which also Mr. Tenkar got me into. Hey, I'm on Echo. I'm going to go on Echo too. Or Anchor. I'm going to go on Anchor too. But I just wanted to talk about OSR for people. And next
Gotcha.
thing I know,
Yes.
Eric's getting me on his shows. I'm on this show. We got our own shows,
It's
and
about community. If you haven't figured that part, all this comes down to one important thing. It's about community.
Community.
About
Yep.
getting feedback as we're broadcasting.
Yep.
Believe it or not, that is like the currency that we thrive on.
Yep.
So,
Steve, why did you get into your YouTube channel?
To teach people about writing, to share things, share my short stories. I've done like mechanical puzzles, just kind of interact with people.
Okay. And Chris, while you're here, do you got a YouTube channel that you do anything on?
I used to. I'm hoping to rebuild it. I actually had two. I had one was called the Game Guy when I was with Catalyst Games Labs for 8 years, and it started off as Mr. Catalyst Guy, and then I thought that was just too IP. So I decided to be a little more neutral, and I made it called the Game Guy, and then I stopped doing that right before COVID hit.
Gotcha.
And then I reopened a new channel called Things and Stuff, and so
Things and stuff. I actually like that, Dave. That's actually pretty cool.
I could cover anything I wanted to.
Yep.
And then unfortunately, COVID lockdowns hit, and there weren't a lot of things I could do. So I'm getting encouraged to redo it. It's still
Gotcha.
I can reopen it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good deal. Next email, and then we're going to get into meat potatoes. Gary Nunya. Can you imagine? From Elmhurst, New York.
really?
Says, yeah, we get it. You like D&D, but name something you do not like about it. And no, you cannot say 5e sucks. We know you old codgers don't like 5e. I mean, something
Old codger, and I like 5.5. So
something he wants us something legitimate, something game wise. So
Did you look up
in that,
legitimate? That's a Gagaxian word I haven't seen.
yes. So basically, I think what he wants to know is, what do we not like about D&D that's not 5e?
Well, this 4E count because
Yeah, 4e as a whole.
well, I can go back all the way to 3 that I don't like.
Okay, something you don't like about D&D 3e. Talk about it real quick. Because we
Um,
gotta get Eric out.
It's D&D for pencil pushers.
Simple enough.
all right. It's 2E. I didn't like the splat books after the first 4 or 5, but having heard Steve Winter talk about the fact that they were just pushing them out to make money, I understand why. But hey, listen, something that applies to all editions of D&D, at least through 2. I don't like save or die. I don't like the save or die mechanic.
Yeah.
Rocks fall, you die. I don't like that aspect. I don't mind hey, there's loose rocks on that ceiling. Well, you know what? I'm going to stroll in anyway. Well, then we telegraphed it. I gave you a warning. You visualized it, and you still did it. That's legit. But I don't like that save or die shit from out of the blue. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have to mention psionics. Blech.
Okay,
Yeah,
right
there
there.
you go.
That's my real quick thing. What do not like about D&D? I despise psionics. There, done. That was my big thing.
Unarmed combat and grappling and overbearing in ADD 1E DMG.
Exactly. Yes.
Here, I'm gonna do my Home Alone face.
I'm in a fight in a bar. I throw a punch. Well, I got to roll and I die.
I don't like the idea that all Grognars don't like 5.5. I mean, I prefer the OSR, But if I have friends of mine and that's what we're getting together to play, I'm not going to be a dick and not play in the game if the GM is a damn good GM.
Get off my fucking lawn!
And I've had good GMs for 5e. I just say I'll play, I won't run it, but
Yeah, it's a social thing for me.
Right.
It's my experience has been, look, I got a whole new group of players and it's kind of risky. My landlord at my apartment wanted me to run a group for her friends, and we're doing it, and it's been successful. There's no problems with it. Property management doesn't have a problem with it because once she's off the clock, it's a-okay. She's just a regular resident. That's the term. But I've been running now 2 sessions of Bloat Games Zombie 2nd Edition, which is OSR, and now every single one of them is like they're all 20-year-olds, and they're like, "Oh my god, there's OSR. What is this OSR?" And now I have a problem. They want to play every OSR they can get a hand on and not play 5.5 ever again.
Good deal.
I should
That's a
have
good problem to have.
Because I didn't attack them on the game they played prior. I just say D&D 5.5 is McDonald's. Every corner has a McDonald's.
Right.
Okay, real quick, Steve. What is one thing you like about D&D? Anything?
Nothing I can put a finger on. No.
Okay, Eric. This is the meat and potatoes question that I wanted to bring you up in.
Okay.
Lee from Miami, Florida goes. We each get a question too. He literally addressed all of us.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go down the list. So I'm first. He says, Miami, Florida. Question for each of you. Don, you no longer talk about Zonk. Was this just a bullshit pipe dream you failed to come through on? Where is it at, besides in your dreams? Your wet dreams, I might add.
Oh.
Was Zonk a crafty lie with some bad artwork and no real talent behind it? Do you really have a programmer? I talked to David Floor, and FYI, David Floor says you're full of shit. He's never worked on a game called Zonk. I will address that real quick. Number one, Lee, unless there's more than one David Floor, you're full of shit. Number two, me and David Floor actually talked just the day before yesterday about Zonk. Yes, Zonk is still in the works, and no, you're not beta testing my game.
Oh.
So,
Bum, bum, bum.
Eric, you're next.
Oh,
Ready for
goody,
this?
goody gumdrops. Somebody, hold on. hold on. Let me give my opinion first. Hold on a second.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Eric, with a C.
Oh, come on, man.
Eric, why are you not talking about real controversial news like you used to? You used to be edgy, talk real news. Now all you do is post AI masturbatory garbage and talk about soft topics. Are you intimidated by people? Are you afraid, Eric? Are you afraid to come out from underneath your rock and talk about real OSR gaming news?
Gee.
That was a lot to
the
kind of
gaming
digest.
news is releases, which I have talked about. There's no controversy going on in the OSR. I've already admitted that my thumbnails are AI generated, so that's not a controversy. Oh, I hit 10,000 subscribers.
Yay.
Somebody sounds like they are
Jealous?
slightly, yeah. If when your hemorrhoids retreat, let me know. We can have them treated. Okay?
Well, you used to have talk about all the bad Kickstarters out there and stuff.
Yeah.
Right, but here's the thing too. Listen, honestly, once you've been retired for a while and you realize that you have everything, you don't look at Kickstarter anymore for content. So I'm not looking to buy new Kickstarters.
Well,
I don't really know what's running late.
I think part of Lee's problem is the best part of Lee soaked up in his daddy's handkerchief.
Oh.
Anyway,
Handkerchief?
Glenn, you're next. Got a question for you, Glenn.
Okay.
Glenn, and I'm reading this verbatim, guys. Okay, don't shoot the.
Oh my God! Is the graphical error?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Glenn, I used to.
You used to.
Glenn used to. No, Glenn's I'm fucking this up. Glenn, you used to listen to you podcast. You no longer do it. What happened? Could it be you simply got bored? No longer can be original? FYI, and he spelled FYI properly. I was proud of him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, it's 3 letters.
FYI, I want to buy your book, but I am worried it will also be dated and not original like you are.
Wow.
I know. Well, let's address this.
Your mother wears army boots, dude.
Like,
Your mom was a blonde.
but yeah, not original, right? Okay, fine. Buy my damn book. You'll find out how original I am. All right.
I love how people that don't create content always are the first ones to throw rocks at glass houses.
You know what the thing is I wonder if Lee from Miami, Florida has ever written anything in his life, because obviously he failed 9th grade grammar.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, podcast, fine. Basically, it got to the point where I had nothing else to say at the time. I needed to recharge. I needed to give it up. Hell,
Yep.
I was doing a podcast every day. I have about 1,600 episodes I've saved.
So basically, you have no real content online, only 1,600.
Yeah, only 1,600. But
Slacker.
I felt like not only was I at the bottom of the barrel, but I was digging under the barrel. And it's like, I got to walk away from this for a while. And so I'm doing this now. I'm trying to restart the videos and things like that. And that's given me, what was it somebody said? When I first started my podcast, I had a friend of mine, Crispy. He was the only one. I read the comments in iChat, whatever, and he said Glenn really needs somebody else there with him. He doesn't.
Sometimes on a vlog by yourself, it's kind of boring. It is.
By itself. You really need a partner in there, and I sort of kind of thought about that too, but I just kept going by myself. But now I got all these people around me, like Eric and Don and Steve, and it's kind of rejuvenated me a bit.
Yeah.
So,
Understood. Totally get it.
yeah. So
Yep.
thank you for that. And I will just go off right now and be unoriginal. Thank you.
Okay. Steve,
Uh-oh.
Lee says, Steve did some research on you. I think he means, Steve, I did some research on you. Are you same guy who writes Earthfleet? If so, I read the premise of your books. Why do you rip off Star Trek? Might as well call Kirk out of retirement. And by the way, lizards do not pierce their lips.
Yeah, I've had a few people say that. It's like, you're a ripoff of Star Trek. It's like, but they never tell you how.
I will tell you right now, I have read all of Steve's books. I've published his books. So I don't see where you get the Star Trek connection, because you are like way technical, way off of Star Trek. I mean, like you are like,
Yeah. Well, I think part of where he gets that from is I use concepts like warp drive and stuff. But the thing is, warp drive is not unique to Star Trek. There is so much in Star Trek that is rehypothecated from other sci-fi IP that it's not even funny. So, you could do just generic sci-fi and still sound like Star Trek, because Star Trek is using so much stuff out of general sci-fi.
well, that's like me saying I'm making a sci-fi book and saying they used a laser pistol and saying you ripped off Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
So basically, this guy's got his head, but he also asks Tom a question. And I think we can answer for Tom in proxy, because he brings up Tom in a negative, not a negative, but in an absenteeism way. He says, Tom, I see no longer comes on. Has he been sued by someone and has a gag order on him? I heard he is in hiding as he's afraid of the legal fallout of people with real money. Well, I can answer for Tom, and if anyone wants to add to this, they can. First of all, Tom does not come on the Vlog of Many Things anymore, because right now Tom has his plate full with a lot of stuff.
Yep.
He's got a lot of stuff happening and what Tom is doing is Tom is doing the right thing. Tom is centering on what he needs to center on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And the
Eric,
internet sucks.
thank you for addressing Lee's concerns. Glenn, Steve, thank you very much. Lee, thank you very much. If you want to send me your name and address, Lee, I will happily send you a Webster's dictionary for free, and we'll help you out.
Hard
And
as
I'll give you a copy of Glenn's book for free.
Oh,
Yeah, after you get the dictionary.
Yes, you gotta get the dictionary first because there's big words in Glenn's book. So, Eric, it is 9:05. Thank you very much for coming on tonight.
I'm
I
glad
know
I-
you stayed
I'm
late for
glad I
this.
stuck around for that because
There's other questions, but I know you want to get to the meat and potatoes of it.
there
So
were more questions than that for me.
there's one more question. There's only one more. Do you want to stay for it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sarah from Cincinnati, Ohio, and maybe Chris Lundgren can jump in on this because maybe, I don't know if he has ever met this guy. But Sarah says from Cincinnati, she says, I know Tim Kask was a big part of a few of you. Can you tell us any quick stories about him? Something fun when he worked with any of you, or if you met him, something fun I would love to hear stories about. Also, she has a second question that kind of blends into this. Second question is if you can all talk about it. Of all the famous people you met, can you tell us who you like the most and why? And who did you like the least and why?
Oh, well, none of us are going to tell you who we like the least.
Yes, Eric, real quick, because you have to go.
All right.
Why don't you lead this off so you can get out?
I first met Tim when I was with Vince and Glenn, and I meet Tim at North Texas. It's in 2014, and I start talking with Tim, and he starts talking about his time as a school teacher, and I could tell Tim. I know he leans left, but he didn't start talking about these high school teachers should all be armed because those kids really. I went. I like this man because he speaks his fucking mind, and he's not gonna be pigeonholed. I was like, I like him, and he scares me. And then I got to know Tim, and he didn't scare me anymore.
Yeah.
All right. He was a very generous man with his time and his knowledge.
Yeah.
And he will be missed. Gentlemen, I'm out of here.
Eric, out of here.
See you tomorrow night, Eric.
Yep.
I guess I'll say something real quick about Tim. I met Tim. It was probably 2000 and late part 2002. I was just trying to figure out who I wanted to get as a voice for D20 Delving. I reached out to Tim for WizardCon because we were going to start up WizardCon, and his response to me was, I said, this is who I am and everything. He's like, well, I'm Tim, and he goes real gruffly. He's like, are you going to fuck up your convention like most people do? And I wrote him back and I said, no, I'm trying not to, Mr. Kask. And he goes, first of all, my name's Tim. Don't call me Mr. Kask. And I got to admit, I was like, oh, shit. I don't want to mess with this guy. This guy is not what. And he said, we'll talk later. And then he had Jim Wampler call me because Jim is the guy he wanted Jim to vet me. So me and Jim Wampler talked. First of all, I talked to Jim Wampler for a while. And I guess Jim Wampler gave me the seal of approval because Tim called me back. And we talked, and Tim agreed to come to WizardCon. And I wasn't intending him originally to talk about D20 Delving. And he just asked me, so what are you working on game-wise? And at the time, I was really heavy into D20 Delving. I mentioned it, and I'm like, I'm trying to find a voice for it. And he's like, doesn't my voice suit you and your pickiness? And I'm like, your voice sounds great, Mr. Kask. Don, I told you, quit calling me fucking Mr. Kask. It's Tim. And I was like, Tim it is. And we just hit it off. And, the man became, and I said this before, the man became my friend, but he became my mentor also.
Nice.
And Tim helped me so much. And, I love the man to death. And he welcomed me into his home. Me and my wife both, he welcomed us, went down to Cincinnati. I was down there many times by myself, just me and him. And for those who got to know, a lot of people met Tim at conventions, and the curmudgeon in the cellar, and the gruff kind of guy. But I'll tell you something, Tim was a loving, gracious man, and if you could get past that gruffness, you saw the other side of Tim. And I love the man to death, and I miss him. I mean, I'm that man impacted me, and I just love the guy. He's missed. But how'd you guys? I mean, anyone you guys meet?
Well, not somebody from the gaming world, but I did. What was it? Starbase Indy, the Star Trek convention down in Indianapolis, and the year I went, they had the actor for Harry Kim from Voyager.
Nice.
And the actor for Dr. Phlox from Enterprise.
Yeah.
And they were both cool dudes, especially the guy who did Dr. Phlox. Oh, we had such a cool time talking to each other. I really like him.
Yeah. Harry Kim, you said?
Yeah, Harry Kim was there.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Chris, anyone you meet that's interesting or?
Well, not in game. Well, we have one guy out here that's like me. I can't think of his name, and we talk every once in a while. He
Not
actually
necessarily in
plays-
gaming, just anyone in general, just in the.
I've met two people in my life. One, when I was very young, was Harrison Ford. When I was working at Knott's Berry Farm, I was just a wet behind the ears 20-year-old. I was working on a roller coaster called Montezuma's Revenge. It's no longer the way it was, and he brought a whole group of disabled kids into the park. And I kept staring, and you're trying not to be obvious, and you're trying to be professional. It's just a summer job, which turned into 13 years. And he came up very graciously, says, "Yes, I am who you think I am." And I said, "Oh, are you going to go on the roller coaster?" And he says, "Let me make something clear. What you see on TV and in the films is not who I am." He says, 1, I fly planes. 2, I did carpentry. 3, I never get on a roller coaster. There's no way in hell I'm not in control of that. So, but he would pay. He had I don't know if he still does it, but when he was younger, he would buy tickets and take kids that were disadvantaged to amusement parks all around the United States. And I never knew that about him. The other person I was really excited to meet, because I'm a big Babylon 5 fan, and I used to go to all the conventions. I got to know Jerry Doyle pretty well. And we never hung out outside the conventions, but we got to know. And I realized he was very easy to get to know as long as you got him mustard, hot dogs, and beer.
That real quick, that was Tim. Hot dogs, but they had to be grilled, not boiled.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it took me probably 20 years to finally meet JMS, if you know Babylon 5.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I have every signature of every cast member, living and dead, from Babylon 5. And I also have David Eagle's signature. And I have Andreas Kasoulos' signature, which is extremely rare because
very, very rare.
and if he did sign, it would be best regards, but he would never put your name down. And Bruce Boxleitner and Jerry Doyle and cornered him and said, Chris is a nice kid, just sign something with your name on it. And he said, "Best regards, Christopher," from Andre Kasoulos. And I still have that. And I have, so that those people are probably the coolest people in my younger years. But that's it. That's all I got to share on that aspect.
Glenn?
Well,
sorry,
go ahead.
Steve.
Yeah, before he goes,
No, go
my
ahead.
dad has a picture of, I think it's James Dugan played Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. He has a signed picture from James Dugan in his collection.
Wow.
I have Bester as signed as Bester, as who we all know who played Bester
Mhm.
from Star Trek and Babylon 5, and I have his signature. But I do not have him. I have yet to be ever to a pure Star Trek convention in my life. I have gone to hybrid conventions where it's both Star Trek and Babylon 5, but I've never been just to a Star Trek. So that's one of the things that I want to take my wife eventually to go to. I definitely want to go to the Star Trek experience up in Upper New York, with the original Desilu sets, because I just had a friend of mine at my work finally, on my advice, went to it. He said it was the most emotional experience he's ever experienced in his life. He says that anybody that loves Star Trek has to go to the actual original, only authorized sets of. There is another one from Star Trek Continues that has their sets, but they're not 100% pure sets.
Nice.
So,
Glenn?
Well, I haven't really met anybody famous.
Oh, come on.
But
I know you have.
now, are we talking gaming outside of gaming?
Anyone, gaming, outside of gaming, movies, TV.
The people I have met that I really liked was Tim, of course, and Jeff D is a very nice guy. Talked to him for a while. James Spahn, a lot of fun. Me and Eric had a lot of fun when he came to North Texas.
You ever meet Diesel?
Yes, I did. Diesel,
very cool guy.
Yes, he is a very cool guy. Otis, Errol Otis, love the man. And I mean, this is a guy, like I showed you before, my first printing of Deities and Demigods.
I gotta go.
With all the signatures in it. And I got his signature at one of the North Texas. And he immediately, I says, you know what bothers me? Your illustrations for the Cthulhu stuff. And he immediately grabs my book and and he's like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was so cool. Yeah. And I said, you know that picture of Cthulhu you just did? And he says, yeah, what about it? I says, it looks like Cthulhu has not had his coffee yet in the morning. Because he's like, man, give him some coffee. Okay, and my obligatory Tim Kask story. I met Tim Kask first time I went to North Texas. I saw his vibe. I went and met him, and it's like, okay, you're a curmudgeon, but I still love you, you know. And I was doing Saber Die at the time, and I don't know if Vince was there, but Mike and Liz Stewart were there with me, who were my co-hosts at the time. And he said, "Oh, you're that guy. You're that one of those guys,
curmudgeon guy.
Saber Die, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "You going to be doing interviews or a show from the con here?" I said, No, Mike, Liz, and they didn't bring their equipment, so we're not. And he looks at me and goes, "Good." And then he just starts talking to somebody else. That's my Tim Kask story.
Nice.
All right,
everybody, Chris has to get going too.
Yeah, I gotta go do my taxes.
Oh, the taxes. Damn. Well, Chris, thank you for coming on tonight. If you want, next week, come on from start to finish, man.
Sounds great.
Good. Yep.
Take care. Everybody stay safe and have a good weekend.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on, Chris.
You too. God bless.
So, the thing is about Tim is, the thing about that people don't get about Tim, and I think it's like what I had. I had the natural intimidation of him. He intimidated me because he's such an iconic name to me. He's someone I grew up with, the name. But you get to know the guy, and he's just such a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
And, just
salt of the earth.
Yep, salt of the earth. That's right. But at any rate, real quick let's get to happy stuff. Scott, everyone had to leave tonight. Scott Mulder had to scoot a minute ago.
Any more happy emails?
No, actually, there was a couple minor ones just saying like, I have an idea for a show if you guys want to do it, that type of thing, which we'll kind of look at. One of them we'll implement maybe next week. But speaking of, since we have the crowd in here, everybody in chat, what kind of topics would you like to see us talk about next week? Anything, any ideas that interest you guys? Is there anybody you'd like to see us try to get to interview and such? If so, drop it in chat. Let's talk about it and everything. Steve, real quick. anything on the tech market or the tech news happening, anything major happening, anything coming down the pipe news wise?
Uh, the biggest one that they're chatting about right now is it seems like the AI market's starting, the bubble on is starting to pop because they've got all these AI companies that are basically investing back and forth in each other. I don't remember what that's called, but it's, like you invest in me, I'll take that money and invest in you. That way it
It's
looks
called inbreeding.
something like that. Yeah.
Sounds like
But-
a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep themselves relevant while their market is completely collapsing. Because like GPT recently had a big blow up with NVIDIA. NVIDIA was going to put some big money into them. And then they started checking the math and NVIDIA goes, no, we're going to leave. So they basically had this great big name calling thing where, where it sounded more like two mafias getting together going, yeah, it'd be a real shame if your restaurant got all broke up and stuff like that. And I'm just shaking
It would be
my
a
head
real
going,
shame if your business burned to the ground.
yeah, or Louis came by and had a little visit with you guys and brought his favorite baseball bat. That's what it sounded like. And it's getting to be that way. You can hear the fear in their voice. They know that their business models are failing. GPT's burning $9 billion a year and they have no way to make themselves profitable yet.
Hold on. Who's burning $9 billion with a B a year?
ChatGPT, OpenAI.
Wow.
They said their spend per year above what they're taking in is $9 billion.
Wow.
Yeah, they're doomed. They're doomed.
That's a lot of money.
Yep, Microsoft is burning through money left and right on their AI stuff, and they're not making any money. So yeah, the whole thing's just like a house of cards. It's all getting ready to go in, and when it goes in, it's going to be just like the .com bust.
Wow.
So yeah, that's it. When it does go, it's going to get ugly. That much we've already figured out is it's going to just go real sideways.
Now, real quick for everybody in chat, but also here, Agile Monk says it's called cross-vesting, which is considered somewhat questionable if not handled and tracked properly. Yes. So, dumb question for everybody here in chat. Publishing-wise, as a publisher, I've been interested in this. Is there, in people's opinions in chat, is there any type of game you guys would love to see published that have not been published yet? Any types of games? What's the topic? What do you guys in chat, if you guys could say, I want a certain type of game, what is it you'd like to see? Because that's one of the things we're going to have on the new Wizard Tower Games site is we're going to have the ability for you to offer suggestions.
I love puzzle games. So
okay, like puzzle games are a million different things. What do you think? What do you mean by puzzle games? Explain.
Well, really pretty much any puzzle game, especially like pattern solving and stuff. Because Myst is a good example of puzzle solving, pattern solving, that kind of thing. So, maybe those kind of games.
Puzzle games, okay. Pattern, what do you mean?
Well, with Myst, you had to solve a particular pattern to unlock certain things, like working a padlock of sorts, in a sense.
Okay, so you're talking about combination style patterns.
Yeah.
Like you got to go ahead and you got to twist the doorknob and then light the candle and then
yeah, exactly.
Do that type thing. Glenn,
like being in an escape room.
Yeah, what type of games do you like, Glenn?
I like a good card game.
So do I.
The two I really like are Flux, which I found was a very unique card game.
What do you mean? What is Flux?
What's that?
Explain Flux. What is it for those of us who don't know? Because I don't know.
It's a card game that makes up its rules as it goes along. That's the best way I can describe it. Things happen. It's like the only rule is you play a card and take a card, and that can change because the rules are changing in the deck, and the object to win changes as people play.
What?
Okay, that is a weird game.
That is really, really strange.
FLUXX, and they're different. Check it out.
FLUXX.
Yeah, check it out. It's a lot of
I
fun.
am checking this out.
And the other one was, what is it called? I want to say Plan 9 from Outer Space. No, Zombies from Outer Space or something like that. And it's one of those, like, you play against the other player. What you're basically is, you are a producer of a 50s B movies, and you have to see which movie wins.
This a card game.
Yeah, it's.
Okay. Who? Steve.
Oh, we lost him, didn't we? Yeah, it was just like, it was a lot of fun because you had characters in there to play that are typical B movie like characters, and you had places, and it was a lot of fun.
Engine Joe, real quick. Thank you for coming on today. He says, I want a fan-made Dragonlance standalone board game that uses the original AD&D rules and is good for nostalgia. Meat and potatoes run for those who read books. The books. Engine Joe, I agree with you. By the way, you have someone who agrees with you. Edge or Sedgewise says, Flux is the greatest card game ever. Damn. That is
A lot of people think that.
Flux. Everybody knows about Flux, but I. Flux says IP it overlaps, and then RPG Grandma says, whenever I show up with the cold case murder type game, everyone goes nuts trying to solve the murder. They get into all the autopsy photos, interviews, every clue. Nothing like a good autopsy to keep the table game going. Grimwall says, holy cats, there's a lot of versions of Flux.
Yes, there's even a Monty Python version. But
Oh no!
But the other game, Grave Robbers from Outer Space, that's what I was trying to tell you. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And they've got other variations on it where you're Kung Fu Samurai on Giant Robot Island.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah, one they did was Bell Bottom Badasses on the Mean Streets of Funk, which is all about blaxploitation films where you're producing blaxploitation films.
Yep.
You know, it's just, they're a lot of fun. Grave Robbers from Outer Space and
Nice.
the others.
Well, I'm going to do some research on this Flux because Flux seems to have been a real influence. Like, a lot of people think it's cool.
Oh, it's great.
And I'm going to research it out because I have no problem copying Flux. Steve is here, but Steve kind of like went, oh, never mind. I got his message. Steve is taking care of some very important stuff. So we're getting dealt with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Albert, wait, get the cocoa nuts. Cocoa nuts. Gong, 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 gong. You know, like.
Yep. Monty Python. Yeah. Holy Grail.
Yep. Do you remember the old How to Host a Murder games? Those were some of the favorites. I remember those. Those are actually a lot of fun. Kind of get the table involved. You know. RPG Grandma says Grave Robbers from Outer Space. Okay, I need that now. Darn it! Plan 9 from Outer Space is a classic. So
yeah, that was the original title of Plan 9.
Yep. But go ahead.
One board game two of them that I absolutely adore. The original Horrified.
Horrified, okay.
Because it's a board game based on the old Universal monsters.
Uh-huh.
And the other one is Robo Rally.
Oh, there's one I haven't. Oh my God, Robo Rally's a blast.
Robo Rally.
Dang.
You know, I went to a con in LA when I was living back there with my second wife, and I didn't play one session of a role-playing game while I was there. All I did was spent 3-4 days playing Robo Rally. I would set it up, and people would, oh man, it's Robo Rally. Can I play? Sure. And next thing you know, I have like 8 people around the table playing it. And it's just a blast.
It is. Well, gentlemen, it is 9:30. We've been online for an hour and a half, which is a little long for this show, but gentlemen, Yeah, a lot of good stuff tonight. We had a lot of engagement. Again, I say this every week and I mean it. Without chat, we'd be 5 minutes. You know, um, thank you to everybody who has come in the chat tonight and talked with us. Please like and subscribe the respective channel you're looking at. If you can go over to the Vlog of Many Things, if you're not on, like and subscribe. You help me out a lot. If you're on the Vlog of Many Things, and you can go over to Steve's channel or Glenn's or Eric Tenkar's, like and subscribe, please. By liking and subscribing, you're helping our channels out because it helps with engagement with YouTube, because YouTube's big on that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Eric needs any more at 10,000 subs.
I know. You should share some with us.
Exactly.
I helped.
But I really appreciate everybody. Glenn and Steve, thank you tonight for coming
Sure.
on again. Tomorrow night,
Yeah, tomorrow night. Final words. Buy my book. You know where.
buy my book. Yep, When the Fat Orc Sings.
Yeah, or Amazon. You know the places.
And also, real quick,
and my fund, my GoFundMe.
Yep.
It is now at the halfway point.
Yes.
And so keep it going, guys. I really
Yes.
appreciate that. And you get me to that con, it would
Yep.
be fantastic.
Yep. So everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you
Buy
for
Steve's
watching
book
us.
too.
Yep.
Yes.
And again, everybody, thank you so much. We can't reiterate it enough. So, Wizard Tower Games' new website will be up. I am really shooting for this weekend, guys, because we are trying. It's just a big site. There's a lot of stuff to do. And then the final page that needs to be done for WizardCon will be up probably tomorrow or Saturday, and that's the actual game list page where all the games are listed. We got a lot of them.
Good.
Mhm.
Good.
So
I'll be submitting one probably this weekend.
Yep. So everybody, thank you again. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later. Glenn, Steve, thank
Good night,
you.
folks.
Chris, thank you for being our drop-in guest for a little bit. And we will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.